Oh, you need to do your intro.
Oh, I'm on the edge of glory.
Oh, don't do this. Just get it done.
Hello, Spuds.
Hello, Spuds.
Hi, Spuds.
Hi,
Actually,
Spuds.
you all got it wrong.
Hey, Spuds.
Just goes to show you that none of us watch your videos.
I watch your videos.
Fake fans.
So, watch your videos.
Hey Spuds, how's it going? Today I'm joined by more people than I've ever filmed with. This is very cramped and very hot.
Very
but
sweaty.
yes. Today we are answering your questions that were sent in to, I don't know who, all of us, I think a mixture, where you are asking what it's like to be a cis person dating a trans person. Oh yeah, and if you don't know, this is Noah, this is Corey, these guys are a couple.
They're so cute.
Couple of players, am I right?
Okay, all cis people raise your hand.
I nearly put my hand up.
Just so you guys know.
I'm getting ahead of
All
myself.
stealth
'cause I
people
walk
raise your
in
hand.
sick.
What?
He's getting ahead of himself because he has balls.
Right, okay, we're going to do the questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we said that we're together.
We're together.
We're together.
We're all together.
Oh,
Awesome.
steamy.
Ooh.
Okay, is there a lot of pressure in respecting a trans SO? Oh wait, we're answering. Go, Corey.
Oh yeah. No more pressure than respecting anyone else. But there's things that you need to be aware of, but it's no more pressure to respect someone than it is to respect anyone.
Doesn't respect me anyway.
You don't deserve it, do you?
The only thing that I would say is probably pressure on pronouns, because I knew you before, and
Yeah.
after I found
And,
that
like,
a
names and
pressuring situation.
And maybe
Just
also,
because I didn't want to get them wrong to
and
upset
then
you.
in terms of like triggering dysphoria, just like a slight pressure to be like always aware of what somebody's like main things are that you
Yeah.
need to avoid like talking about or like touching.
But at
Yeah.
the same time, like, everyone has that. So.
Yeah.
Everybody has that, but like
Mhm.
But
dysphoria
about
is like a
different
trans
things.
specific
Yeah,
thing.
dysphoria is probably a bit worse than like
Yeah.
being like, oh, I just don't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Like
it could properly like send somebody.
Yeah.
off, yeah.
Like some stuff you used to say, or sometimes you touch my waist and I'd be like,
Yeah, but the thing is, with your waist, it was sometimes the case that it's like, it's fine, and other times it really wasn't fine.
yeah.
And so I had to learn to
No, you're very
do
right. That was a huge amount of pressure actually around those scenarios, and like not
Yeah.
knowing, sometimes it'd be very frustrating, being like, "Oh, what do you want from me?"
If you're just off one day and you're not very good at communicating it, and like you're normally comfortable with like your partner touching you in a certain place,
Yeah.
and then just on that day you're like not,
Yeah.
and you don't say it and it happens, then that can feel really shit for your partner.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
That's why I don't feel pressure, just because I know that we're both going to talk about it, and
Yeah.
if it is if I do make a mistake, then it's probably going to be fine because it is a mistake, and I'll just not do it again. So I don't really feel pressure because I know we're comfortable with each other.
What am I going to say? Because I'm perfect.
Well, you know.
All right, next question. Do you mind about the genitals?
What? Do you mind about the genitals?
No.
I'll leave this one. I don't mind about the genitals. They're
Well,
different.
mine
the genitals.
have changed throughout our relationship.
It's been fun learning. It's not that different. Like, yeah, it's chill.
I mean, mine's changed too. That's testosterone, though, isn't it?
Corey, do you mind about the genitals?
Do you mind
No.
about the genitals?
No, not really. No.
There you go.
Some things I would change, but you know.
Is it hard not being able to fully understand what dysphoria is like?
It's good to not feel dysphoria, but it's difficult to not fully get what you're going through sometimes. It's really difficult seeing you go through something that I know I can never actually understand, because I don't know how, that means I don't know how to help, and I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Just don't say I look really masked or I sound really manly. Don't say that to anyone, by the way. If they're trans, you're just like, you look really masked. It's kind of
Yeah,
like,
never
that's-
try too hard. It's almost like saying, "Oh, you're really good looking for a trans person." Just say they're good looking. Just
Yeah.
compliment somebody without it being transy.
yeah.
Are we happy with
Wait,
that
what do
one?
you,
Do you-
wait, what
yeah,
do you
what
think?
do you
You've not
think?
answered.
Do you?
Oh,
You're
yes.
not
I was just,
reading them.
I was literally just about to ask, do you mind the genitals? But we're
We're
on a
done with
different
that
question.
now. It is hard, especially for me, because like I'm a bit of a know-it-all, and I get
Yeah.
really frustrated when I
You
don't know
really
things.
want to be able to like
Mhm.
know exactly why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling and
I feel like
understand
I'm
it
also
fully.
quite like a mum in person, so like if I don't know what's wrong, like I don't know how to mum you.
You get you did used to
No.
get really frustrated.
you know what I mean?
Mother you.
Mum you.
Mum.
No, I get you.
Mummy.
I'm gonna mum you so hard.
So
I'm
wrong.
gonna put you in bed and give you loads of hot cocoa.
Is that a euphemism for something?
No.
Oh my gosh.
Corey
it's
is
like-
also a know-it-all.
Yeah, I understand the feeling of it being frustrating, not being able to, but also you not being able to explain it fully.
Yeah,
because
like
it's a
you
complex
can't.
thing.
Yeah, it's such a difficult thing to explain, and like I could see you earlier on in my transition,
Yeah.
like you were visibly frustrated not being able to understand. You weren't frustrated at me or annoyed. It was just like a, I want to understand so I can help
But
you,
you
but I
found it
can't
very difficult
understand.
to communicate as well because you were embarrassed
Yeah,
to talk
I mean,
about
when
it.
when you're feeling dysphoric, the last thing you want to talk about is your
Yeah.
dysphoria.
To be fair, I
Like-
hate talking about trans stuff because I feel so silly. Like, because I had top surgery and I'm on testosterone, and I'm like, it's not an issue, but it is an issue.
Mm.
I definitely think it's something we can all appreciate more retrospectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to accept that it's something that you probably will never really be able to fully understand.
Yeah, but it's annoying.
So but you need to just
Life's
listen.
hard, Noah.
You need to listen and not be annoyed, because I used to get frustrated when Noah couldn't explain. I would not like at you, but it was a frustrating situation to be.
But I would get annoyed when you wouldn't understand. Like, I didn't expect you to understand, but you'd ask questions that would be like, no, that's not what I mean."
Yeah.
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 Dysphoria sucks, guys.
I feel like that really
heard about
similar
it.
answers on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was sex an awkward subject? How did you bring it up?
Shaaba.
I keep
Yeah,
looking at you
go.
guys.
Yeah,
This
you go
is your
first.
video.
You go first.
You go first.
Okay, was it an awkward subject? Yes, it was. Also because you're young and fumbly and a teen, and it's just awkward anyway. So you.
Yeah.
How did we bring it up? I don't remember. I feel like it's something that like was gonna happen and then it didn't, and then we were like, come on, let's chat.
I think it was more like it really slowly like built up.
Oh.
Oh, bye. I don't want to be in my own video. I think it's something that just like really slowly built up. Like we kind of like started talking about topics, and it got more and more like sexual. And, like
You know,
we-
more and more sensual.
no, do you know what I
Do you
mean?
like
just
aubergines?
I don't think it was awkward. We just talked about it, and then it was fine. How did you bring it up? Just talked. I
talk.
don't really remember how it was brought up.
I mean, we talk about everything. So.
Yeah.
you
It came up.
schedule in like the sex talk.
No.
With a partner.
It's the fifth day.
Yeah.
It's time for the sex
It's 3
talk.
o'clock.
It's
Let's
the birds
sit down
and the
and have
bees.
this chat.
Would you consider yourself pansexual because you're dating a trans person? And do you know why I find this really
so
difficult?
many people just
Because
assume you're
even
pan.
people in the trans community are like, well, yeah, you're pan. No,
Here's the
I am not pan, and this is why. Being pan, just because I'm dating a trans person, invalidates their identity, or Jamie's identity, as male. That is why I do not identify as pan.
And also because you're not pan.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like-
yes!
I don't need to explain to you why I identify the way I do, and you can never tell me how to identify. If you're telling someone else this is your identity, stop talking because you're wrong, because they know it better than you. Dating a trans person doesn't change anything about you
Dating
because
a
they're
trans
just
man means you're dating a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
And by assuming or saying that by dating a trans person you need to be pan, you're kind of you are saying that trans people aren't truly their gender.
Men.
They're
Yeah.
other.
And I get so many comments of people going like, "Oh, I thought I was bi, but I find you attractive, so I must be pan." And I'm just like, no.
like there are different definitions for bi and pan, and whichever one you choose to use, that is fine. But if
Don't
it's
switch for a trans person.
if it's
Yeah.
based
Like,
on whether you're attracted to trans people or not, just bear in mind that that's weirdly transphobic.
Yeah.
Do they meaning us?
Yes.
Do we ever wish the person was cis? Yes, I do. In 2 scenarios. Wait for it. My heart.
Wait, in 2 are you going to say the scenarios?
Yeah, of course I'm gonna say this.
You waited
just
so
leave
long.
It, leave it at yes, I do.
And did that. No. Yes, I do, because one, you obviously went through a shit time, and if it meant that you could not go
Okay.
through that terrible
That's
time,
kinda cute,
then I would not enforce that on you.
Okay.
Duh. 2, I know kids are a big thing, and that is like the one thing that.
Kids are quite small. That's the whole thing about them. I'm sorry.
But I don't hate that you're trans. I would never reverse the fact that you're trans.
Oh, so the
Just-
only reason why you would change it is to make my life easier.
Yeah.
Okay.
I realise that sounds contradictory, but it is what it is.
You're adorable.
No, I agree, kind of in that sense. Like, I would want you to for your sake, just because it would make you happy. But other than that, I don't really care.
Is there any confusion about your sexuality when they haven't transitioned much?
For me, no. I mean, it doesn't factor in for me at all. Because I'm bi, I wouldn't care, regardless.
See, that's interesting, because I didn't come out as bi or realise that I was bi myself until after. So I identified as straight at the time,
Mhm.
and I did have a bit of a mind moment where I was like, oh, hang on. Though it didn't last very long, because I was like,
Yeah.
well, duh, Jamie's a guy and I'm a girl, so...
But the context of it was like Shaaba knew me before. Like,
Yeah.
even so, she transitioned.
Yeah,
And
pre-Jamie.
you
We
did
were
have
best friends
people
for
in.
like a year.
And you have people in your life telling you that you're a lesbian for being with me, so
And
like
the rest
that
of
kind
my
of
family.
adds to it. Like,
Yeah.
Do you ever feel or think that your trans partner is less of a man because they're FTM?
Well, you can't really say yes, can you?
Well, it's absolutely no.
I
Like,
was gonna make
What
a
are you-
joke. But no. obviously no. You
It's
can't.
something I needed a lot of reassurance about though, because like
Yeah.
I was telling myself Shaaba sees me as less of a man because I'm trans.
Yeah.
The word
So,
inadequate. came
yeah,
up so
I
much.
needed a
It's like,
huge
no,
amount of
you're
like
not.
verbal reassurance from Shaaba to be like, no, I see you as 100% a guy. Like,
Yeah, no, me too.
yeah,
I mean, the issue is if you see your partner as that, then you see all trans people as that, and that's an issue that you need to sort out yourself, because that's going to affect your life and also your partner a lot.
Is it difficult when you don't know what dysphoria feels like to know how to help?
Oh God, yes, yes.
Especially at the beginning, I was like, what do I do? Jamie's having a mental breakdown
Yeah.
over something so tiny that's happened 10,000 times before.
Yeah.
What is this?
and then sometimes you can get no guidance from your partner because they're having an issue,
Yeah.
like, and you don't want to talk about
I
it.
also feel like after that happened, I was like, okay, so let's talk about this. Going forward, how would you want me to approach that? He'll be
Yeah.
like, I would like you to hug me and tell me that everything's okay. And then the next time I hug you and tell you everything's okay, you're like, don't touch me!
It is
Yeah.
different every single
Yeah,
time, and
yeah.
even getting to the point of talking about it, I mean, with you, I had to be very slow and like not try and force it out of you, because if
Well, I don't like talking about it.
yeah,
It's hard though.
Because
Like,
it's something that you're not going to be able to like. Because when you talk about something, you're like, okay, I want to fix this problem, but you can't fix dysphoria.
Yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
like talking about it is just going to make me more sad about it, and it's not going to bring me anywhere like forward.
and it's so hard to put into words.
But then
Like,
it's also
trying-
important that he knows as well. So
Yeah.
that's why you have to talk about
There
it.
is a benefit. It
Yeah,
just
I
might
think
feel
it's
like at the
difficult, but
A
time.
lot of it is trial and error.
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, and it sucks in the error phase of things, but like you do get there eventually when like you know signs, you know different ways to react in different scenarios, and also with time, often in transitioning, dysphoria does get better.
Oh yeah.
and it does.
Yeah. So and then that kind of takes away the problem in itself.
Did you struggle to see Jamie as male in the beginning of your relationship? And I guess same goes for you, probably for Noah.
Yeah, I really did struggle to see Jamie as male in the beginning of our relationship.
Oh, Corey, you've broken my heart.
I'm thinking back because it was a long ass time
Like
ago.
7 years, wasn't it?
8,
Much longer.
nearly. Yeah.
Wow.
Damn. No. I want to say no. And I feel like I grasped it very quickly because I was like, it just made sense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the only time that I can consider or remember thinking differently was in that like week of
When you have
what does
people
this
like
make
saying,
me?
"Oh, you're a lesbian."
Am I a
and you're
lesbian?
like, "Oh my
Everyone's
God."
calling me a lesbian. That means I'm a lesbian.
Yeah.
But apart from that,
But
no.
you had thoughts of like that. Does this make me a lesbian? Because people were telling you it did. But it was weird because you still saw me as male.
Yeah.
Like it was a really strange.
And I will even say, I know we don't talk about sex and stuff, but like even physically, that never made me think, oh, you're not male. Like I don't think it's something that people can understand unless they experience. You were so clearly male, and you were so comfortable in your identity. Like it's weird to even question it.
Yeah.
Noah's such a guy that if you think that Noah's a girl, you're dumb.
Literally, I had like someone.
No, this is too cheesy. I'm sorry.
Like,
Someone told
Face.
someone told me I was the most trans person they ever met, and I'm like, what do you
What
mean
does
by
that
that?
mean?
Like, am I like, I'm trans, and he was just like, you as a girl is just so wrong, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
sometimes you'll make jokes about, or both of us will make jokes about you being a girl because it's funny. Because
Yeah.
you're so not. Like, you see pictures of Noah as a kid, and he looks like a little boy. Like, I mean, he is.
People used to
But he looked
misgender
like-
me in the sense that they call me he instead of she.
Do you ever feel like you're missing out?
Oh.
That is a good question.
I feel like it's like what on the dick.
On what?
No, like, I just feel like it's a really good question because it kind of encapsulates everyone's fascination about being with a trans guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that it's funny because the reality, well, for me anyway, is like...
So you don't feel like you're missing out on anything?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
I don't care about anything like that. A relationship shouldn't be about wanting anything other than
What
the
you
person.
have, yeah.
And so if you're not happy with what they are, and it's nothing they can change about themselves, then maybe you shouldn't be with them.
Find a different person because it's clearly not working for you.
Yeah.
What questions should you not ask a trans partner?
Their birth name. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe questions that contain like
Itchy face.
anatomy.
yeah.
Like just, but that's kind of more rewording rather than avoiding certain questions completely.
I also
Yeah,
feel
but
like you kind of have to
definitely.
ask those questions to know those questions. So like, do you feel comfortable with referring to? Like, what do you feel comfortable
Well,
with
it's more
referring
just
to
saying
things
that,
as?
yeah.
You're really navigating kind of a minefield because you don't know what questions you can ask
Until you've asked them.
until you've
It's
asked
Yeah.
them.
different
And
for
you,
each person.
yeah, and you can't ask what makes you uncomfortable to ask because they might not know, and they're not going to want to say.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like any question's out of bounds apart from the birth name one. And
I think
unless
that's a
you've-
hard
yeah.
rule, unless they volunteer the information.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Like,
There
unless-
is no reason why you should ever need to
Yeah.
know.
And unless you've like explicitly said don't ask this question, I don't think any question should be out of bounds in a relationship.
I don't think you should get mad if a question's asked though, because
was
it's
gonna
never
Say
it's,
that,
yeah,
it's
on the
never
flip side.
it's never asked out of a bad place. It's always a what?
So how big were your tits? That's the first thing that came into mind.
I know how big they work.
I showed him one Right, I woke up from surgery. I have one picture of my tits, and I took it 10 minutes before surgery, and I just took it because I was like, I have no other pictures of my tits, and I might regret not having it.
This is a relic.
It's a relic. And then, so I woke up from surgery, and I was high as hell. I was like off my nut. And I was like, Corey, come look at this picture. And it's just a selfie of me, like, in the mirror in the surgeon's bathroom, just with my tits out. And, like, that.
I
Yeah.
felt like I was taking advantage of you, but I was like, I kind of want to see.
Where did this come from? I mean,
That's
how big
fine,
is
yeah.
this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I do think you can't be mad if someone asks, as a trans person, if your partner asks the questions, if they don't know if it's out of bounds,
Yeah.
providing it comes from a place of good intent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, if they're being an asshole and asking stupid questions, then
Again,
yeah.
just bloody talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, you'll know, you'll get a gauge for whether you're going down a very uncomfortable tumbleweedy situation.
tumbleweedy situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like,
Okay.
okay, there's going to be a tumbleweed soon. Maybe
Yeah.
This is something I shouldn't be asking. Has Jamie, or Jamie, changed your perspective on what it means to be a man?
Yes. Because I watched his videos when I was younger.
Oh. Yeah, no, you made me feel so old.
Hey,
No,
no.
it was like, oh, I've been watching Jamie's videos since I was 12.
But no, not like every single
No, no,
time.
no.
Like I saw one
Sound
video.
like a mouse.
Yeah. Because I found like trans guys on YouTube. I found Alex Bertie and I found Jamie, and I watched like a few videos of theirs, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Has Noah, I was going to call you Coey.
Coey.
Has Noah changed your perspective, Corey, on what it means to be a man?
No. Noah and I are really difficult because Noah is just very stereotypically like a guy.
Thank you.
So
I was wondering where that was going.
no, no,
So was I, not gonna lie.
no, like as in like there's no Noah doesn't try to pretend to be anything he's not. So
Yeah.
it's nothing groundbreaking.
I
nothing
didn't
that I've
challenge your views.
No.
I feel like you did change my perspective on what it means to be a man.
You don't need a dick.
Well, no, not just that. Like, I feel like I'm struggling to determine how much of that was you and how much of that was just me personally growing. Because obviously coming from quite a cultural, heteronormative background.
Oh, where the man is like the one that
Yeah.
earns the money and the one
woman
that
stays
looks
at home
after
and
the
all this
family
stuff,
in that
yeah.
way. And
I
Yeah.
think an interesting difference here is that you guys met when you were quite young.
Yeah.
So those were your formative years
Mhm.
as well.
We were
Whereas
16.
I'd left university by the time I met Noah. So I'd
You
already
did
Yeah.
your growing.
big
I mean
boy.
Yeah.
I'd already grown a lot as a person, so I'd been exposed to
You've had sprouted.
I'd been exposed to a lot of the world, so Noah wasn't really much of a shocker.
I've grown about an inch since we've been together.
Yeah,
In height.
I know, because you won't stop telling me whenever you talk about your dads.
I'm taller than my dad now.
No, you're not. You don't know that.
I am.
Your dad won't take off his
I'm the same
slippers.
height as him in his slippers.
Alright, if someone told you in the past that you would date a trans man, would you be okay with it?
I like no, it was just like
When in the past, though?
Let's go, like, 5 years before you actually dated Noah.
I was probably not transphobic, but a little bit ignorant then. Like I wouldn't say I ever hated trans people or necessarily thought that they were pretending or didn't exist. I've just been maybe a little bit weirded out because it didn't because it was like
yeah.
oh that's. But then actually that would have been a point where I was really coming to terms with myself in terms of sexuality. So I would have been like
Yeah.
oh that's weird because I don't know where I stand with all of this.
Mm.
So the fact that it was a man would have been weirder than
Okay.
a trans guy.
Yeah, I would have been a bit weirded out by it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know what the term meant until Jamie told me, so I'd probably been like,
So I didn't even know what the T stood for in LGBT.
no.
Because that's how I came out to her.
I knew
said I'm the T.
LGBT was like something to do with the gays, but like,
That was
I just want to point out that Shaaba always has these like glaring blind spots for a very smart person.
yeah.
You have glaring blind spots in like your just general knowledge.
well, yeah, because
You had a
I
very
grew up like
sheltered
living
upbringing.
under a rock.
Yeah, fair
Yeah, I
I had a
enough.
very one-dimensional view of life, and it was from a
Mm.
very typical Asian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
yeah.
just that doesn't surprise me, and it makes
Yeah. I knew LGBT generally was used as a term, but I had no idea what each acronym
Yeah.
stood for.
Each letter
Interesting.
in the acronym.
Yeah. And also, I'd have been like, no, this is not okay, because like my family would definitely not allow this, and what? And also, you are so not my type. Like,
There's never a good way to say that.
we've spoken
touch
about
me.
this so many times before.
I'll marry you.
I know. How awesome is that?
Well, you're not my type either.
What's your
would,
type?
would you ever think that you'd be with a brown person?
No, but if somebody told me, it would have just been like, okay.
Yeah,
That's
but I
because
guess
you
it's more
come from-
accepted
But
to
it's-
be
yeah.
But yeah.
brown than to be trans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in some
Well,
places.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, final question, guys. Do people send you hate for dating a trans person?
People send love. We were talking about this at the weekend when we were at Summer in the City. I think we get more support than
Do you think so?
yeah, definitely. I don't think anyone's ever
Well, in the part of the community we're in, like in our little bubble online.
yeah, but then I don't think anyone ever comes
Not many people infiltrate.
infiltrate
Like,
the
I
bubble
don't
just to
get
send
hate.
hate.
I don't get hate in general from people outside the community. I get like a few comments on every video,
I get
but
quite a lot of hate.
I
I
just
get
don't.
racist hate, to be
Mostly
honest.
on Insta. If our story goes out, so if ever we do a project that goes like beyond the LGBT plus community, like for
Oh,
media,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Horrible.
much hate.
I mean, the most
Oh
common
my
thing is
God.
just people tell Shaaba that like she could do better, and that like she's wasting her life being with a trans
sometimes
person.
in like really aggressive and also sexually
Yeah.
abusive ways. Like it can
Mm.
get really dark.
Yeah.
My saddest one, like I was like, it was a cute way to phrase it, but I was like, oh, someone was just like, your love is not halal, and I was like, oh, I know, that made me really sad, but it's fine. Like, Sodom.
The closest we get to hate is people just being ignorant and asking silly questions.
Yeah.
Or
that too.
just being overly invasive or kind of disrespectful. Nothing ever malicious, really. Just people being ignorant and not understanding things.
But also bring it on, because like we don't care, and I'd rather get it. I'd rather we get it, because at least we can deal with it than
Send
Oh,
us
yeah.
hate right now.
go for it.
We love hate. No, when we do
Hate
get
on
hate,
us.
we love hate.
It's so funny.
Reading,
Yeah.
but do you not find that reading out hate can be really not reading it out, but reading hate can be really fun because they're just so
Depends on the mood,
Stupid.
but yeah,
Oh,
sometimes.
yeah.
If it's more like a very detailed attack that's actually quite eloquent,
Mm.
that can be a bit like.
Mm.
But yeah, you're right. Sometimes it can just be funny. And also, I find it quite enjoyable when I know it's a hate comment and it's like a paragraph
Yeah.
that big, and I just read the first sentence, go that's hate, and then I
Delete
just get
it.
rid of it because
Yeah.
I'm like they literally spent all the time
Thanks
writing
for the
that.
view.
Thanks for the
And
comment.
the comment
Engagement is
and
just
the engagement, yeah.
Hate is bringing me up.
Yeah,
I think that was a good question.
that was the
Tim.
last
good.
question. Cool. Oh yes, my video, my responsibility to wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you do have any more questions, you can leave them down below, and I'm sure a combination of some of us will try and answer a few of them. Yeah.
We will leave links to these beautiful people's channels, but
Go check out the video that we did on Noah's channel where we answered questions about what it's, let me get it the right way around, what it's like to be a trans person dating a cis person.
On the flip
The opposite of this video, basically. So go check that out.
Do it.
Please.
do it.
Please.
Go.
But as always, thank you so much for watching. Much love. Bye.
Bye.
You're so much cuter than like.
You're so nice. You're so nice. Much love. Bye. And he's like.
Underachievers, punch, spuds, much love.